Generational poverty has gone on long enough. It's time that we start addressing the root of this problem, because there's no amount of officers you're going to put on the streets in Atlanta that could have stopped this from happening.
There's Antonio Brown, a prominent defund the police advocate in Atlanta, defending his calls to reimagine public safety after his car was stolen, reportedly in broad daylight, by a group of kids last month. Local councilman who's also running to be Atlanta's next mayor. He's joining us live now to discuss this. Antonio, thanks so much for taking the time to be on the program. I do appreciate that. I know from watching your interviews, you're standing by your policies, but local media reports year to date, as you know, violent crime up in Atlanta, dramatically up. Arrests have plunged by nearly half. Just to throw some stats on the screen here for you. Murders are up 60%, shootings up 51%, arrests are down 43%, which draws some curiosity to this. You still stand by defunding the police, even though seeing these stats, and how do you defend that platform?
So I think there needs to be some clarity here. I never supported defunding the police. What I supported was reimagining public safety. And when we placed the vote to withhold $73 million, those funds remained within the police department's budget. What we looked at was reallocating those funds to social and human services issues that we found residents coming in contact with police far too often, and we needed to address that. And that was what that vote maintained. So I think there's a misconception on whether we're supporting defunding the police in relations to having no police and just another method of policing in Atlanta, or are we looking at ways to improve our public safety system as a whole?
I'm just curious, did you not vote to sequester $73 million from the city's police department budget? Is that correct or incorrect?
So no. So the $73 million, we were withholding those funds in an escrow account to actually reimagine our current policing system, where we can look at non-emergency units that could go out and address quality of life issues and low-level offenses instead of having to have them in contact with police. The reality is our police officers are not trained for social services. They're not mental health specialists. They're not skilled at addressing our unsheltered population. So those were things that we were looking to take that $73 million to withhold as we reimagine our public safety system.
Okay. I understand, too, you had your car stolen. Are you pressing charges? Why or why not?
So technically, legally, you can't press charges given the age of the kids in which I came in contact with that stole my vehicle. For me, what I think is important is that we strengthen our diversion programs. Right now, we have a youth diversion program to our At Promise centers, which deal with our youth that are struggling in our communities, as well as a diversion program for our pre-arrest division, where we keep them from coming in contact with police and we divert them to social services, wraparound support, and be able to assist them given the offense. So these programs have to be strengthened and expanded within our city so that we can do a better job of addressing the root cause of the issues that our residents are facing every day.
You can't charge a misdemeanor to a juvenile in that state? Is that what you're saying?
That is correct. Legally, we cannot charge. These kids were between, I think, 7 and at the most 13, 14 years old. And based on the law, we as a city, we do not have the ability to charge these youth. And I think that was misinformation being perpetuated on the news. But I could not charge them. And in all honesty, I believe that these youth need to be diverted to care and services in order to be able to assist them.
But just to be clear, because I can understand your point there, but there will be people that take that as this may not be a tough stance on crime. Obviously, from going back to sequestering the money to what happened with your vehicle, I know that's a different situation. But you need a tougher stance on crime given those stats. Is that not correct?
No, listen, I think that we need a holistic stance on crime. We need to be addressing the entirety of crime and not just the egregious crimes happening in the city. I think that those that are acting unlawfully in this city must be held accountable, period. I've always taken that stance in regards to our public safety system. But we've got to address the root cause of a lot of the crime we see happening in this city, which I believe is driven by generational poverty that's gone unaddressed in this city for decades.
Do you need more policing in Atlanta?
I believe we need, I think we need more non-emergency units in Atlanta. I believe we need to fill the vacancies within our current city's policing system. And I think part of those vacancies need to go to individuals that can start addressing quality of life issues in our city.
Okay, I'll leave it there. Antonio Brown, he is a candidate for mayor there in Atlanta, joining us live. Antonio, thank you so much for coming and answering the call. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.